So imagine coming home from your honeymoon. You are, completely exhausted, but you're blissfully happy. And you pull into your driveway only to find your front porch just completely barricaded by like 47 identical unmarked cardboard boxes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's pouring rain. Half the shipping labels have completely disintegrated, and you have absolutely no idea which of your relatives just sent you a massive premium blender and which one sent a set of bath towels.
Right. It is the ultimate post-celebration crash. I mean, we spend so much energy obsessing over the aesthetics of a milestone event, the floral arrangements, the playlist, the signature cocktails.
Yeah, the fun stuff.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
then we just leave the influx of potentially hundreds of physical items completely up to chance.
Which totally turns a beautiful gesture into an absolute nightmare. So today, we are tearing apart the mechanics of organizing gift management and registry logistics.
It's a huge topic.
It really is. We've compiled the leading strategies, data, and logistical frameworks for this deep dive to figure out how to transform gift giving from a chaotic, anxiety-inducing administrative burden into a seamless operation.
Because it can be seamless, right?
Yeah.
It just takes a system.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. Managing a modern registry without a solid plan is essentially trying to run a high-volume warehouse operation while wearing a tuxedo or a wedding dress.
That is such a good way to put it, because you are suddenly thrust into the role of a supply chain manager.
Literally.
You have to handle inventory tracking, quality control, reverse logistics for returns, and customer relations,
Right.
which in this case means your family and friends.
Right, which makes it infinitely more stressful.
Oh, absolutely. And you're doing all of this while you are supposed to be celebrating a major life milestone. The cognitive load is staggering if you haven't built a system beforehand.
So to stop that whole rainy porch scenario before it ever happens, I mean, the first step isn't figuring out how to track the boxes, right? The foundational move is controlling what actually goes into those boxes.
Yes, by building a highly strategic blueprint for the registry itself.
But realistically, people just grab a scanner gun at a department store and start zapping everything that looks shiny. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I would want to do.
Which is the fastest route to a cluttered house and a massive logistical mess. A strategic registry has to be a genuine reflection of future goals. It requires a foundational layer of essential household items.
Like everyday stuff.
Yeah, things that will see daily use.
Hmm.
We are talking high-quality kitchen appliances, durable cookware, and increasingly integrated smart home devices.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the actual secret weapon of a good registry isn't just the items themselves. It is the price architecture.
The price architecture.
Mhm.
Meaning, you can't just ask for 20 different variations of a $500 vacuum.
Exactly. You need multiple price tiers, from budget-friendly options all the way up to premium group gifting items.
Okay, but why is that so critical?
What's fascinating here is the underlying psychology, specifically the anchoring effect. When you place a $400 espresso machine on the exact same list as, say, a $35 set of ceramic mugs, you dramatically alter the guest's perception of value.
Oh, wow, I never thought about that.
Right. It alters their sense of social obligation. It isn't just about the couple getting a wide variety of things. It is fundamentally about removing friction for the guest.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you've ever panicked because everything left on your friend's registry was either a $10 spatula or a $1,000 mattress, you know that friction.
It's the worst feeling.
It really is. You feel like you're either looking cheap or you're going bankrupt. There's no in between.
Precisely the feeling a good registry avoids. By providing a wide spectrum of price points, you ensure the college friend who just graduated can afford something meaningful without anxiety.
Right, they can just get the nice mugs.
Exactly. And at the same time, you're giving a group of coworkers a clear, structured way to pool their money for that premium item. It democratizes the giving process.
That's super smart.
Plus, a tightly curated tiered list acts as a preemptive strike against duplicate gifts.
Yeah.
You solve the problem at the source.
Okay, I hear the logic there, but I have to push back on where the trends are actually going right now.
Oh, sure.
Because we are seeing a massive shift toward experience-based gifts. Couples are registering for honeymoon funds, pasta-making classes in Italy, or, even digital contributions to a home down payment.
Yeah, huge trend.
Right, so if people are asking for a cooking class instead of a toaster, doesn't that make the logistics significantly harder to manage? I mean, there's no physical box to track, no barcode to scan. It feels like tracking vapor.
You'd think a lack of physical boxes would complicate things, but it actually forces a complete shift in the type of logistics you are managing.
How so?
Well, an invisible gift doesn't require a signature on delivery.
True.
And you don't need to print a return label if it arrives broken, obviously.
No.
The friction shifts away from physical supply chain management directly into pure data management.
Which means it's incredibly easy for a notification about, like, a $500 honeymoon contribution to just get buried under promotional emails in your spam folder.
That is the hidden danger. A digital transaction carries the exact same social and etiquette weight as a physical object.
Oh, absolutely.
If you miss that email, you miss the gift entirely. Tracking an invisible gift requires a much more disciplined digital infrastructure because you don't have the visual reminder of a giant box sitting in your living room demanding your attention.
Okay, that brings us to the elephant in the room.
Right?
Whether we are tracking an invisible cooking class or a 400-pound smart fridge, how do we actually ensure any of this stuff gets documented properly?
You need a system.
But are we just talking about maintaining a massive color-coded Excel spreadsheet while trying to plan a wedding? Because that sounds awful.
If you want to spend your honeymoon crying over broken spreadsheet formulas,
No.
a manual spreadsheet is certainly an option.
No, thank you.
Right. But realistically, you need a relational database. This acts as your command center. It has to automatically log guest names, tie them to specific purchase items, record the financial value, and, crucially, track the real-time delivery status of every single gift.
Man, managing a registry without centralized tech isn't just disorganization. It's like trying to run an air traffic control tower using sticky notes.
Exactly.
You've got massive 747s like premium furniture deliveries coming in on the exact same runway as tiny Cessnas like digital gift cards.
That is the perfect way to visualize it. And when you look at the physical delivery side of this air traffic control, the logistics get even more complex.
Oh, I bet.
You cannot have everything shipped to a third-floor walk-up apartment if you are working 60 hours a week and are never home to sign for packages.
The porch pirates alone would have a field day.
Oh, they would. You have to designate a centralized receiving location. Maybe it's a family member's house with a secure garage, your event planner's office, or even hiring a designated receiving service that holds items until after the event.
And large items like a dining room table, those have to be scheduled completely separately, right?
Yes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, you are executing micro-supply chain management. Think about the potential for a catastrophic logistical logjam.
Like what?
Imagine 40 boxes showing up at your mother's house on the exact afternoon she's trying to prepare for the rehearsal dinner. The stress levels would go through the roof.
Oh my gosh, that.
Maintaining digital records of shipping confirmations and having a firm grasp on return windows prevents these meltdowns. If a toaster arrives dented, you need to know immediately if you have 14 days or 30 days to send it back.
Wait, let me pause you there because the sheer absurdity of expecting someone to do this manually is blowing my mind.
It's a lot.
Between arguing with caterers over dietary restrictions, getting tuxedo fittings, and finalizing seating charts, a couple is supposed to monitor the fine print on 70 different return policies.
Yeah.
Who actually has the time for that? It sounds like a full-time corporate job that requires a logistics degree.
And historically, it was a massive, uncompensated part-time job that disproportionately fell on one person's shoulders. The stress was immense.
I can't even imagine.
But the realization that manual tracking is mathematically impossible for a modern, busy couple is exactly why the tech industry saw a massive opportunity. They completely overhauled this space.
Thank goodness, because manual data entry for a blender is where I draw the line.
Fair enough.
So we are talking about automated tracking systems that completely bypass the spreadsheet phase. They monitor purchases in real time, handle shipping updates, and push notifications straight to your phone.
Yes, and the premier example of this shift is a unified platform called Weddizer.
Weddizer. Okay, so how is that different from just registering at a department store?
Solutions like Weddizer operate on a completely different level than traditional retail registries. They don't just act as a static list. They use API integrations to pull data from multiple, completely disparate retail backends.
Explain how that works under the hood. Because to a lot of people, an app that tracks gifts from Target, a boutique pottery studio, and a digital cash fund all at once just sounds like magic.
It's all about data homogenization. When your guest buys something from a major retailer, that retailer system talks directly to the Weddizer platform in the background.
Okay.
The platform grabs that data, what was bought, who bought it, when it ships, and translates it into a single, unified dashboard. You aren't hunting down 6 different login credentials or cross-referencing emails.
Oh.
The platform does the translation for you.
So it essentially acts as your digital bouncer.
I like that.
Yeah, it stands at the velvet rope of your life, intercepts all the logistical chaos, and only lets the organized data through the door.
Precisely.
It makes sure the blender goes to the secure garage, updates the database, and keeps the guests informed so they aren't texting you on the morning of your event asking for a shipping address.
And the reduction in guest anxiety is just as important as the reduction in host anxiety.
Oh, for sure. Guests hate being confused.
Exactly. A unified ecosystem provides incredible clarity. Guests know instantly what is still available, they know the couple's exact preferences, and they have a frictionless way to contribute to a cash fund without feeling like they're just throwing money into a void.
Right.
It brings the entire event coordination and gift management into one secure, mobile-friendly environment.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though. We aren't just stopping at API integrations and unified dashboards.
Not at all.
The technology is pushing aggressively into the realm of artificial intelligence. We're looking at AI-powered planning tools that don't just track what you register for, but actually predict what you should be registering for in the first place based on predictive modeling.
The predictive capabilities are a massive leap forward. An AI can analyze your geographical location, your stated hobbies, and even the square footage of your home.
Wait, really? The square footage?
Yes. And then it suggests a highly optimized registry mix. If you
Uh-huh.
live in a tiny urban apartment, the AI will actively discourage you from registering for a massive stand mixer.
Because you literally have nowhere to put it.
Exactly. Instead, it will recommend space-saving, multi-use appliances or heavily weight your list toward experiences. It acts as an automated consultant.
And it can even automate the communication flow with guests. It sends the polite nudges, provides the tracking updates, and completely removes the couple from the awkward position of having to remind people about registry links.
Which is such a relief for couples. By synthesizing all these administrative tasks into a smart platform, you achieve the ultimate goal. You allow the people hosting the event to actually be present in the moment.
Yeah.
It transfers their energy away from being stressed out data entry clerks and redirects it into being genuine, engaged hosts.
Which is the entire point of throwing a celebration. You don't invite 300 people to a room so you can worry about FedEx tracking numbers.
Exactly.
But, and this is a massive pivot, no matter how sophisticated the AI gets or how flawlessly Weddizer homogenizes your retail data, technology absolutely cannot fulfill the final and arguably most crucial step of the entire registry lifecycle,
You're referring to the expression of genuine gratitude, the thank you note.
the thank you note. But before we break down the mechanics of the note itself, we really have to look at the pitfalls that trip people up.
Oh, there are many.
Because even the best digital bouncer can't save you from your own procrastination. We see couples waiting way too long to create the registry, which triggers panic buying from guests.
Right.
We see couples ignoring the delivery logistics entirely, leading to that rainy porch scenario we talked about. But the absolute cardinal sin, the quickest way to ruin a relationship after a beautiful event, is failing at thank you note management.
It really is. It is the one specific phase where automation must absolutely give way to authentic human connection.
Yeah, nobody wants a robot thanking them.
If a guest receives a thank you note that was clearly generated by ChatGPT, it negates the entire spirit of the gift. The established etiquette provides a very rigid framework here.
Okay, what's the framework?
First is the timeline. Thank you notes must be dispatched within 3 months post-event. That is the hard deadline before a delayed response starts to look like entitlement or neglect.
Wow, 3 months. And you can't just buy a pack of generic cards, scrawl, thanks for the gift, hope you had fun, and call it a day.
Absolutely not.
There is an exact formula for a perfect note, and it requires 3 highly specific elements. First, you must mention the specific gift by name. Second, you have to explicitly state how you plan to integrate that gift into your daily life.
Right?
And third, you must express warm appreciation for the guest's support and presence at the event.
The specificity is the engine of the gratitude. Writing, "Thank you so much for the premium espresso machine. We are already using it every morning before work, and it meant the world to see you leading the conga line on the dance floor." That sentence proves to the guest that their financial and emotional investment was recognized and valued.
It shows you actually care. So what does this all mean? When you step back and look at this massive operation, the psychological price anchoring, the relational databases, the API integrations with retail giants, the micro supply chain management,
That's a lot.
it is. It becomes incredibly clear that the ultimate goal here isn't just inventory management. It is relationship preservation.
That is the core truth.
Bruh.
The database isn't the goal. The database is a protective measure.
Oh, I love that.
A missed thank you note because you lost a tracking number or a spreadsheet cell got deleted isn't just a data error. It is a massive etiquette failure that can genuinely offend a family member or friend.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you've ever had to split a group gift with 6 coworkers via Venmo, you
Mhm.
know exactly how fast the paper trail disappears.
It vanishes instantly.
If the couple doesn't have a system to track who contributed what to that Venmo pool, somebody is getting left off the thank you list. The technology, whether it's Weddizer or just a flawlessly maintained database, is there to clear the administrative brush out of the way. It guarantees that every single person who contributed gets accurate, highly personalized recognition.
Mastering these logistics ensures that the emotion of the event survives the administrative hangover.
Yeah.
You use ruthless efficiency on the back end so you can deliver pure, unadulterated hospitality on the front end.
So, for you listening, whether you are currently in the trenches planning a massive 300-person wedding, or you are just trying to organize a baby shower or a milestone anniversary, mastering registry logistics is your armor against stress.
It really is.
If you build your blueprint early, utilize the psychology of varied price tiers, leverage API-driven tools to manage the chaotic flow of data, and treat your thank you notes like non-negotiable contracts, you turn a terrifying logistical burden into a genuinely rewarding process.
You protect your peace of mind and you protect your relationships.
But before we wrap up today's deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder, especially as we look at where this technology is dragging us. We talked about AI-powered tools predicting exactly what you need based on your zip code, and frictionless digital cash funds becoming the absolute norm. As the entire process becomes smoother, highly automated, and ultra-efficient, do we risk completely removing the guest's personal emotional choice from the gifting equation?
It's the tension between maximum efficiency and human romance.
Exactly. If an algorithm dictates what I should buy you and I click one button on my phone to fund a digital experience without ever seeing a physical item, does ultra-efficient gifting eventually lose its heart?
It's a valid question.
It's something to mull over the next time you get a thick embossed invitation in the mail. Because while we absolutely refuse to run a chaotic mini warehouse in our formal wear, we probably still want to feel a little bit of magic when we hand someone a gift. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.